What's going on, you guys? Today we're taking a look at the brand new Star Wars The Black Series Imperial Sandtrooper from Episode 4 New Hope. This happens to be the Star Wars The Black Series version of our Sandtrooper here. I did take a look at a vintage collection figure a little bit ago. But today is all about one of my favorite stormtroopers, the Sandtrooper. And I am Saj the Boss. I am a massive Star Wars fan, and Saj has been collecting for a long time. This over here says Star Wars The Black Series. Got the Sandtrooper in the beautiful bubble here. Got the Sandtrooper, number 12 in the line. Hasbro, beautiful orange packaging. Nothing on this side. Beautiful portrait of our Sandtrooper. Also apologize for the beautiful noise we have today. But here's the Sandtrooper here, guys. Looking beautiful. Looks like he's part of the Chewbacca wave. Looking really cool. And then you got the Sandtrooper. And then on the side, you got a beautiful portrait of our Sandtrooper again. Looking beautiful. I absolutely adore this figure. Great one to add to your army building collection. Over here it has Star Wars The Black Series, the Sandtrooper. Nicknamed Sandtroopers, these stormtroopers are nicknamed to the desert worlds where armor arrangement with cooling units and a helmet sand filter and survival backpack with extra rations and water. Well, kind of interesting to know a little bit more what these guys carry on their backs, but nothing really describes how badass they are besides how they look. So let me crack this open and see if we can look for the droids we're looking for. Also, lastly, guys, legalese and spot varnishing on the bottom. And here's the barcode if you guys looking for this figure. Saj, pause it. Okay, fine. This is a beautiful background over here of the dewback with the Sandtroopers on Tatooine. Look how beautiful that is. The outskirts of Tatooine with that sand. Oh man, it just wants me to visit Tatooine now. That'd be actually a pretty cool tattoo. Well, here it is. The Sandtrooper in the bubble. He looks absolutely stellar. And we're gonna crack him open and let's see what guys. Here is the Sandtrooper out of its packaging, and he just looks absolutely stellar. Before we take a look at the Stormtrooper, we'll take a look at some of his accessories, starting off with his backpack. Like everyone knows, the Sandtrooper is notorious for carrying these large backpacks you see in Episode 4. This is just a very cool way Hasbro has decided to sculpt this with some really unique pieces, like a water cauldron and a little spot for a fan, which is really interesting. A lot of really cool gadgets and gizmos to make up this big backpack here, looking very beautiful. And it just really screams Star Wars to me. Like the first image I would think of a Stormtrooper would be a Sandtrooper, right? And the front of it also has this little bit of a tilt to it, which is a nice black paint job. And he has a little bit of a spot for the pauldron here. I think it traditionally has to hang down like this, and the other overhang would actually just hang on the figure. So that's just really cool. I absolutely adore it. It really makes the figure today. Besides our backpack, he does come with a large blaster, which is really cool. It's just this big barrel gun with a couple of bullet treads here, which is really cool. A scope. It's almost like a big rifle. So it's an assault rifle, and it looks really nice. Hasbro, yet again, does a really nice job of sculpting blasters. Really nice finish, and really crispy and clean. And then he does have his signature blaster right here. This is a normal Stormtrooper blaster we have seen time and time again in the collection of Black Series. So nothing very special here. It's just a normalized blaster. So it's kind of nice to have some more artillery for these guys. So they make it more menacing and badass by having more artillery. So, okay. Okay, guys, time for the Stormtrooper. Well, the Sandtrooper comes with, guys, a very nice musty helmet. Looking, he just stepped off the Imperial shuttle here, looking ready for action. Looks really well done. This is a brand new Stormtrooper head sculpt, by the way, from the 2020 body mold, which is really cool. This is a really nice modernized Stormtrooper. I just absolutely love every single wear and tear on the helmet here. And the blue lines just really scream Star Wars. He does have his orange comma right here, which is really nice on the pauldron. The comma is just a nice plastic and a nice finish. A little bit of texture because of the ruffling on the piece, which is really cool. And then he has the black little piece right here to overlay it on the pauldron. He does have this beautiful sand and dirt all scattered through the armor. So it's basically a basic stormtrooper with a lot of paint apps to make him look battle damaged and worn, a little bit dented in some areas, more dirty and sandy. He got classic stormtrooper parts everywhere, gloves and things. And then he has some dirty boots, which I love the wash. Look at that wash here, guys. Looking absolutely sculpting alone on this really feels like a stormtrooper. But like the way they put the grit and dirty details on this thing, I make him look very dirty. Just really screams Sandtrooper in my opinion. And you want your stormtroopers to look very weathered down as well. So I love the weathering that they chose on this figure. And he does have a spot on the back of it, which is a little peg hole. For the backpack, which I gotta demonstrate how to put on here after articulation. So yeah, it's a very nice stormtrooper through and through. I love the Sandtrooper, and we're gonna do articulation. Okay guys, for the articulation for our Sandtrooper, his helmet can look up this much, his bucket can look side to side. He's a little right size to be a stormtrooper. It's a little bit weird, he can't really get much tilt in the head, unfortunately, because of the comma. But his arms are stiffer than a board. But you do get some beautiful range on those arms. He does have a double jointed elbow, which is very nice. Just be very mindful with that comma in the way. He does have ab crunch forward, ab crunch back, waist swivel side to side. He does have some double jointed knees, so it looks like over here some nice butterfly joints. Double jointed knees, and he does have some boot swivel for rocker, and he does have some wrist tilt as well. And then nice ab crunch. So it's a little bit tight. He's a man in armor, and it makes sense for the stormtrooper to be like that. And I wish his head has a little bit more of a ball joint, so we can actually look up a little bit more and more battle ready. So let me load him up here, and I'll show you how to do it. To load up your Imperial Stormtrooper, I think traditionally they have the backpack kind of facing this way, and you want that other pauldron facing upwards. So I believe it kind of goes like this. And then this pegs right in the back of him, like so, maybe. You gotta line it up, match the port, all those things. It's like a while since I got a figure where you get a port on anything on him. I think I got it. So yeah, there's that. And then this thing just kind of like sets in place here. I believe I have it on right. It might be upside down. But let me fix it again and see if I like it the opposite way. But that's what it looks like. So I believe I have it on right, so just don't take it off. I think it just kind of traditionally kind of goes over the shoulder, which looks really nice. And it doesn't really affect like the back articulation as much. You can look at it like you can still pose, but it's not like going to fall off or anything. Like you can shake this thing around and this thing will fall off, obviously. And you just smell a little bit musty and a little bit sandy, which is kind of cool. Okay guys, and then I'm going to load them up with the blaster and I give you the final verdict on this figure. Here's our first option, which looks pretty cool as well. You can actually get your stormtrooper to kind of holding this kind of like this, but like it looks kind of cool like have him holding the sniper rifle like this, but I wouldn't really display him like this, but he looks really cool either way to have him with the assault rifle like this, kind of carrying it into action, but he can't really like lower his hand. But traditionally, this is how I pose my stormtrooper. You gotta pose him just like this, guys. Get the arm just right in range. He just looks absolutely stellar and absolutely badass, just like this. Wow, this actually looks like an Imperial Sandtrooper. Unfortunately, there's not really a way to hold the other blaster with this figure, but I have some other figures I could give a blaster to, so it doesn't really hurt me anyway. But regardless, guys, this Imperial Sandtrooper is something I just really love to have in my collection. It really brings the essence of New Hope. It's about to turn 50 or 60 years old as of next year, and they're going to release the original screening of the film. I think these figures are really sought after, and I feel like if you find this at Target, you must grab it. It's easily one of the best figures Hasbro has put out this year, and I just think it's a really fun offering, and I just love all the accessories and everything about it. I just wish he had a spot for it. Like, my only gripe is the ball joint on the neck could be a lot better, and a spot for the other blaster would make this figure 10 times better. Other than that though, really good articulation, very crispy through and through, and just the excellent addition to your Imperial. I highly recommend you guys add this to your collection, and as always, I am Saj the Boss, a massive Star Wars fan, and this is totally a 10 out of 10 for me. Thanks for watching. I see you guys later for more videos like this in the future.